As the Secretary General has highlighted, indeed, Goal 16 of 3020 Agenda recognizes that access to justice and building effective and accountable and inclusive institutions are essential to attaining sustainable development outcomes. Crucially, Goal 16 is cross-cutting in its scope and impact. Achieving its target to promote the rule of law, reduce corruption and bribery, enhance effective recovery of stolen assets, and tackle organized crime, trafficking, terrorism, and violence is fundamental to realizing the whole of the Sustainable Development Agenda. Corruption begets still more corruption and creates a breeding ground for violence, conflict, and radicalization. Corruption abets criminals in exploiting poverty and disadvantage and enables organized crime to flourish at the expense of our own societies. Here, at the sixth session of the Conference of State Parties of the UN Convention Against Corruption, we have the obligation and the opportunity to collectively take action to achieve the targets set forth by Agenda 2030. By working together towards the full and effective implementation of the Convention, we can help build accountable and transparent institutions that provide public services without discrimination, enabling people to make the most of opportunities, realize their potential, and live healthy and productive lives. We can help ensure public resources go where they're supposed to go. The Convention provides a solid platform for engaging the private sector as a key partner in the fight against corruption and in global action to achieve sustainable development outcomes. Through effective implementation of the Convention, we can help create positive business environments that supports investment and job creation and promote equal access to economic opportunity. Furthermore, implementation of the Convention fosters the international cooperation we need to tackle the transnational challenges posed by corruption and organized crime and achieve effective and expeditious asset recovery. Such cooperative action against corruption can contribute to efforts to end human trafficking and migrant smuggling, reduce illicit flows of drugs, and build capacity to prevent violence as well as combat terrorism and violent extremism. These are ambitious aspirations, to be sure, but we are not starting from scratch. The UN Convention Against Corruption, the only legally binding global instrument to fight corruption, enjoys near universal ratification with 177 parties after just a decade since it came into force. It remains the sole UN convention uniquely strengthened with a robust peer review mechanism, encouraging open dialogue on implementation challenges and the identification of technical assistance needs. As we come to conclusion of the first cycle, we're happy to report that the results achieved by the mechanism for the review and implementation of the Convention have exceeded expectations. As of today, I am proud to announce that more than 120 states parties have completed the executive summaries of their country reviews, and many more being well on the way of doing so. We have received more than 160 completed self-assessment checklists and have conducted nearly 150 country visits and joint meetings. More importantly, over the years, we have received numerous reports from state parties on concrete steps they have taken to advance the implementation of the Convention as a result of their participation in the review mechanism. The mechanism has also sparked a review moment for ratification and accession to the Convention, leading to the high number of parties we have today. The wealth of information resulting from country reviews under the mechanism is available on the TRAC web portal, which has seen over 14,000 visits by over 10,000 unique visitors in 2015 alone. This conference will take important decisions on the implementation review mechanism, including on the conclusion and follow-up to the first cycle, and will establish the modalities of the second review cycle. Your decisions will address issues including the self-assessment checklists, procedures and timelines, including the institutional arrangements. Draft resolutions before this conference focus on critical challenges, including the need for partnership between the public and private sector in preventing and fighting corruption, enhancing the use of civil and administrative proceedings, asset recovery, prevention, the use of information technology, and addressing the specific needs of small island development states. A number of high-level side events are being held, including on combating corruption to stop wildlife and forest crime, as well as illicit trafficking and sale of stolen cultural property, engaging the business sector and young people in the fight against corruption, counting corruption and bribery in support of 2030 agenda, advancing stolen asset recovery and the development of effective anti-corruption strategies, protecting whistleblowers, and fighting corruption through open data and through education, along with a number of other very important topics. As a guardian of the Convention, UNODC stands ready to support you in your efforts and to translate the conclusions of your conference into action on the ground. We have a strong and well-established foundation, and we need to use it. As Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has said, we are the first generation that can end extreme poverty, inequality, and injustice. We have the week, you have the week before you. Let's use this time and to do our part. Allow me to conclude by thanking the government of the Russian Federation for hosting the meeting in beautiful St. Petersburg. I wish the President of the sixth session and the distinguished delegates all the best in their deliberation. I thank you.